Peace, everyone. Peace, everyone. Welcome back to the Go Hard Nation podcast, man. I just did this whole about 10 minutes, man, and realized the microphone won't on. So we're back. I hope we have sound this time. I hope everything is going accordingly to plan. Today, I'm introducing to you another piece from the Go Hard Project, the Go Hard Nation designs that I've done before. This is called PIMP JUICE. That's right, everyone. PIMP JUICE coming to you live tonight. We got a little late night thing going on tonight, man. I got started late. This is a project that I had a long time ago, man, but I decided to bring it back on now. It's a collage piece. What a collage is it's basically designs and aspects put together on the same plane. You see, I don't really have a foreground, background, and midground. You know, if I do, it's not real different. It's basically all on the same plane. That's what's called a collage. It's different pieces put together to make one design that's basically on the same plane as one dimensional. Little maybe 1, 2. It's got a foreground, a background, a midground, but it's not really, super contrast between it. So remember when somebody mentions collages to you, this is basically what it is. Like I said, it's something that I put together so you can see everything. I'm zooming out a little bit so you see how the design is. It's the streets, man. You can tell it's like the background is the streets. And blue is one of Blood McGirt's ops. You know, the flowers and how everything merges together in a certain elixir or liquid, and it's pouring down over top of the young lady that I got drawn drawn at the bottom with that booty tooted up. That's the playful scud in me. I always got to draw these young ladies in, some little provocative scenes and stuff. I enjoy doing that, just to test you, just to razzle dazzle you, like they used to say, all coming together. This is the Go Hard Nation. Yep. That's something, man. I hope you can enjoy. I do that in prints. I do that in a lot of poster designs. I personally think it's a little too much for my shirt designs, even though everybody always said, man, you should put that on. When I used to draw a lot back in the days, man, first thing somebody would say, man, you need to put that on the shirt. You need to put that on the shirt. And that's what I did back in the days. It was, my thing was to, let me start from the beginning, man. This is a little story, man. This is a little storytelling time for me. So, I'm gonna talk to you, man. It's late night. I ain't got nothing to do. If you're around, man, this be something that you do while you handling your business. You can listen to the story. But what made me, a lot of people are designers, they claim, or they shoot, or they want to start brand clothing lines because they feel as though they got a certain idea that makes them that they could put on, maybe a logo, maybe a saying, and they can put it together. But I come up from a different class of designer and person that was into clothing. When I came up, man, I didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't have a lot of support as far as financial. So what I did was when I went to school, my parents were like, don't wear your good clothes out, man. So you always had to wear some old raggedy stuff outside, man, and everybody laughing at you, looking at you all crazy, man. They dressed like, the time and looking all sweet, and you out there looking like the Incredible Hulk in some pants, your shit all raggedy, busting out, your shoes all dirty, so you out there trying to play, and you're not getting any, respect because you looking all rough, and they wearing their school clothes outside. So I came up on that, but when I was young, but I knew early I didn't want to be raggedy. I wanted to be fly. I wanted to be sweet. So what I would do is, since I had a little artistic background, and what I would do, I went and got certain iron-ons, and I made certain designs. And what I saw was I could make my own shirts. I could make my own designs. So what I would do is I would get heat transfers, and I would print out designs that I've made or designs that I've seen, and I'll take that heat transfer and then I put it on a shirt, or I put it on a jacket or something, do it up, and then make it look like it was legit. So in my early times, I would take album covers, like Parliament Funkadelic album covers, you know, like the girl that was buried. I mean, with her head was just buried, and it had Parliament Funkadelic over the top. Or I would take a picture of Star Child, and and Sir Nose, D4 of Funk, and I would take a picture of his stuff, and I would make a transfer, cut it out, and put it on a shirt, and everybody would be like, "Man, wow, you got that shirt from the Parliament Funkadelics?" And I was like, "Yeah," but then again, I made it. So when I got older and I got in school and junior high and Nautica and Polo and and Benetton, all this stuff became popular. So a lot of us was around here wearing a lot of Polo and stuff, but I really couldn't afford that. So what I would do, I would get like a Polo T-shirt or a Polo shirt, and instead of having the little man on it, I would take the little label out, and I would sew it or print it on the front of my shirt. So everybody is wearing Polo, and they like, "Man, you got on a Polo T-shirt that I've never seen before." But really what it was, I was, like Biggie said, I was sewing Polo men on Polo labels on shirts and getting away with it because they didn't know the difference. They just knew Polo man polos. So what I would do then is I would take Polo, and we would put it in different sections, like, or I would buy the little Polo I could afford. I would take care of it, and I would make other designs out of it by heat press and transfers, and and sewing a lot of stuff. And people was looking at me like I went from being the groundiest, brokest dude, but didn't want to get paid. I mean, didn't want to look bad, to in my senior year almost winning best dress. And it was all because I used to take my own clothes and make it. And what I would do is I may buy one or two Polo pieces, expensive, nice, and then I would just add on to it and make stuff so that it all came together and it looked proper. So once I started doing that, I started realizing, man, I got an eye for this thing. People was telling me, you got an eye for your art. I mean, your clothing. I used to go to the clubs. I used to go out sometime, and this girl once pulled me to the side and said, "You know what? I watch you because you always have a different or nice looking shirt or jacket or coat on that that I've never seen before." And she said, and then I started realizing that you was making this stuff. So I was like, "Yeah, I am." Let me tell you what I did one time, man. That was sweet. I used to go and get a lot of GQ magazines when I was young. When I was in junior high school, I started getting the GQ publication sent to me, man. So I was always up on like fashion and design and stuff. And what I would do is one time I took I had a T-shirt, and I was real big back in the days on heat transfers, but I got into silk screening, and I saw the Hermes. The Hermes, with the H, everybody be looking, and it had the two horses. A lot of people was looking at it and was like, that was a high end, expensive line. That's where your Hermes bags and stuff come from these days. But back in the days, it was basically unknown. And I took the Hermes logo and the way it was written, and I took it and I made a transfer and I put it on a shirt. And I wore it out, and I had a Hermes. Well, even one of my teachers was like, "Where'd you get that Hermes shirt from. She didn't know that I made it. It looked like something that Hermes itself would make. And I made a Gucci one. And everybody was, and even the school teacher was like, man, where you get that from? That's an expensive brand. And I had to, I basically told her I make these things. She said, well, how you even know about it? Like, I got GQ magazines. So she was impressed with it. But I say all that to say this, that I could have been the ones that everybody joked. I hear about this certain cats, these YouTubers, man, there's all about how they would joke when they were young and stuff because the clothes was whack or they couldn't afford nice things. That's because they really couldn't dress. They had to have expensive things to make them look good. Expensive T-shirts and jeans and hats and shoes. So they claimed they wouldn't get joked. But really you were getting joked because your clothes was whack. You know what I'm saying? You might have on. I see out today, man. I see girls with Gucci bags and Prada and talking about she want a Birkin, and she in Levi jeans and stretch pants and stuff like that. So, you're not fooling a person to know how to dress or really know about fashion. You just doing what, you just wearing expensive clothes, and that's why they call it, she just want to dress designer. He want to dress designer because they really don't know how to dress. They just know how to put on expensive clothes. If they wear Gucci, that mean they think they got to be Gucci from head to toe. They wearing, they got on some Prada shoes. They got to wear Prada, and they can't just wear Prada in the label. That stuff got to be plastered all over their chest and back and going all down their back, all on the sleeve and stuff because they want everybody to know I got on designer, which is cool, man. I understand there's certain people, but that's how I got over with the polo is because everything that I wore polo didn't have the man on the front or polo plastered all bold on my shirt and pants and stuff like that. I would have some polo jeans on and there won't no man on it. It's just the label up there and stuff like that because I understood the quality and how nice the stuff was made. I had this sweater one time, man. It was polo, but polo won't written on the outside, but it was a picture of these dogs chasing in a fox race on the front of the sweater, man, and everybody would like that sweater so much, and it was polo. When they finally found out it was polo, they were like, man, I didn't even know, man. And it just had a mean graphic on the outside. And I was like, yeah, that's because we, I bought it for the quality. And then people were like, yeah. Another thing we did back in the days is that, and I know y'all wouldn't do this to this day, but back in the days, this was sweet, man. If you knew a guy from another school or another joint, we would trade polo. You know what I'm saying? If your man had a mean sweater and he went to Booker T, and I'm in Indian River and I had a mean sweater, but I wore mine once or twice, too many times at Indian River, I would let him get it and he would let me get his and we would trade. You know what I'm saying? So that was another way that took me to the point where I went from being broke to one of the best dressed in my at Indian River. Sneakers, all that stuff, man. We would work together. Cats wouldn't do that now, man. Cats are kind of selfish and they all about, clout and making themselves look good. But back in the days, man, we would do that. And you would never know the difference, man. You'd be like, man, that man got an extensive polo collection when really we was trading. We was, man, you wear this one week to your school and I'll wear this to my school. And they were like, man, all we had to do is keep our sneaker game tight. Keep our sneakers clean. Keep your, fresh pair. That's why you go to work every day, or you get your little bag of weed, diamond up, nick it up, and you can afford yourself a new pair of sneakers, a new shirt, or something like that. Sometimes I had time to do that, but most of the time I was in football practice or something like that, so I really ain't had time to dime up no work. So my thing was, when I was off, and I ain't had no work, I would go get a little job, support my sneaker game. So I came up thinking, no help, but one of the flyest cats in the area. And that's how you do it now, you improvise. So you won't get joked. So you won't get clown for being whack, because the reason you're getting clown is not because your clothes are real inexpensive, which some are. I mean, some cats do get clown because of that. I can understand that too. But back in the day, it was because you was dressed whack. You had on some old bull. And everybody looked at you like, man, I mean, even if he had money, he'd be whack. So that's another thing, man. You know, we we understood that fashion was a big thing, man, and that's what I used as a way to, you know, get myself up. So that's what made me enjoy school. That's what made me enjoy being around, having a lot of friends, being around a lot of people, because I brought something to the table. I didn't sit around bragging and acting like I was better than anybody, man. I was like, man, if you got a mean polo shirt and I got a mean polo shirt, I'll wear mine a few times, go home, wash and shit, and we trade. And it looks like, man, we some fly mofos. You know what I'm saying? So that was just us in them days, man. You know, that's like I said, I'm talking about the past. It was fun. That's how we made friends. That's how we met different people. You know, like with this picture, man, this shows you how the streets was. I mean, this is a negative, you know, more gritty scene, but the streets wasn't that bad back in the days, man. That's how we came together. You know, the way these cats come up now, man, you all, everybody's your op. Everybody's I mean, somebody. So that's why these kids don't enjoy school. They don't enjoy being around people because they can't talk to them unless about video games or some stuff they seen on TV or some gang shit. You know, we got along because we was able to negotiate with each other, man. We was able to work with each other. See, and that's a big problem, man. I think a lot of black folks don't understand, man, the art of negotiation, the art of bringing something to the table. You know, our women think, man, I don't have to bring nothing to the table. And some of the men think, I don't have to bring nothing to the table. But how can you negotiate with anybody when you don't have nothing to give them? You just take. So you got to work together, man. That's how stuff gets accomplished. That's how you can enjoy friendships and dealing with people, because you bring something to the table and you're not just a taker and you're not just a giver, but you diverse in the way you come to people. You around here thinking somebody's just want to give you something. I hear how these people negotiate, man. I hear how these women, man, they tell you, man, you need to do this for me. You need to take me here and take me there and buy me this and buy me that. And then you're like, well, what I'm going to get? And don't think it's just some ass. You know, they don't know what else to give you. And they really don't want to give you that. So they're trying to figure out a way to get stuff out of you without giving you that, which is fine. I mean, you ain't got to give it to me. I ain't going to take it. But but when I do get it, I'm going to be finding the door after that, because I had to work my ass off for little or nothing. And the same with you guys. You're trying to come with these women, man. You have nothing to bring to the table. You don't have a crib. You know, your car. You don't have a car, because I know it's expensive out here. You don't have no style, panache. You're not giving no gifts and everything. And you're not bringing nothing to the table as far as, you know, something to talk about. So when your girl get with you and she get what she want out you, maybe a few dollars or some wood, then she's gone. And you mad and you wonder what happened, because you brought nothing to the table. You sat here and you came in a negotiation with nothing to negotiate. So, you know, that's another thing with us as black men, as black women, young people. We don't understand, man. You got to bring something to the table. You got to be able to negotiate. You got to, you know, you got to talk. You got to talk money, and you got to talk negotiations with a plan to reciprocate. You know, reciprocity is something that we don't practice a lot, man. We thinking we should take. That's why you got a large culture of robbers and scammers, because these people out here think that I don't have nothing to bring to you. My money, I don't have no money, so I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna rob you. I'm gonna scam you out your goods and services. And then when that when that backfires, or somebody tear your head off or slap you upside your mouth, slap you in the mouth, you looking at everybody like, well, what I do? How I go so bad? Because you're trying to negotiate with nothing to bring to the table, or you just trying to take it. You don't have no negotiating skills, so you just take it. And people don't take kindly to people taking stuff from them. I know I don't. You know what I'm saying? I always told myself, I'm not a killer, but I'll damn near kill you if you take something from me. So I think I'm not the only one to think like that. So be mindful of these things, man. You know, I went into a tangent about the streets, man. I went into a tangent about, culture and style and stuff like that, man. And I want you to see this. I still focus on the artwork, though. You know, it's a lot going on in that picture, man. But another thing I want to talk about is the gun. The gun has been a big part of street culture and life and everything like that. And the way I'm bringing it to some current events now is because I've been following the Jah Morant situation of this guy brandishing the gun on Instagram, and it's wrong, man. It's stupid. You know, a lot of people are going into the fact that he doesn't have to do these things, man. Because he got good parents, and he don't realize how street life is real out here, man. And brandishing a gun can get you caught up. None more, they've been hard on the young man. I understand that, man. But then again, man, you also got to understand, man, feeding into it ain't going to do nothing but make these white benefactors taking stuff away from them for basically being a child, being silly. There's a lot of people, man, you don't want to lose $200 million for being, for making a mistake, a juvenile, silly mistake, man. The cat is young. But this is a good reason to take his wealth from his family just over some stupid stuff, man. I know it was silly. I know it's, it's negative to be out here brandishing guns and showing that kind of life. We lived it so you don't have to be it. His family is rich. I mean, had money. It was his mother and his father, so he didn't have to go through all that. But like I say, the streets is real deceptive. The streets are, they got our women thinking that I want the toughest man. I want that pit bull. So even cats that don't have to be like that, man, they're brandishing weapons and they're acting tough because our women made a culture of men that are toxic or ultra masculine. They think, man, we got to do the most. Our music says that. Our music says that. Our women gravitate to people like that. We think of it as this is a gladiator type of situation, man, and we're the only ones that's fighting. Everybody else is sitting back watching. This is like Roman times. Sit back and watch these niggas tear their asses up, fight their women, fight themselves, fight they, we'll pit them against anybody, man. We'll pit them against Asians. We'll pit them against Hispanics. We'll pit them against their own African people. And then we'll sit back and watch them fight and tear each other apart. And we'll come in later and, benefit off of it. So, like I said, I do understand, man, that we all out here rumbling, man. There's certain things that I don't like about non-blacks, that I don't like about, sub-Saharan blacks sometimes, man, about Africa, the way they be feeling and dealing with the Jamaicans and stuff. But they no different from us in some cases. They just want to do better, man. I feel as though sometimes I would rather do business with those kind of people sometimes because they're not on that, let me get you, on that no reciprocity agreements that we like to come to. I've dealt with like I said, I told on earlier podcasts, I've dealt with Spanish cats for years, man, and we had really no problems. When I deal with that black connect, that's when all the game come in and the cut and the short weight and all that stuff, man. When I deal with Asians when I was in school, man, they was straight up with me. When I dealt with Jamaicans, one of my best homeboys, man, shout out to him. One of the most stand up guys I ever met, Jamaican. You know, so I can't be the one disparaging those non FBA people, but I can see where the situation can be a problem because, like you said, a lot of these cats, man, they be thinking they better than us when they get over here. So, I digress from that. I just wanted to let you know about the Jah Morant thing. I be going off on tangents, man. I forgot I was, on certain part, but yeah, as far as Morant, man, I want him to understand, man, that this is not a situation you need to be being in, man. You need to fall back, get away from all that hood shit. Stunting for the gram ain't gonna get you nothing but toe off and your money gone, and you be that story that everybody talk about. A great athlete throwing it all away, doing something silly. So we don't want that for you, man. We tired of it. We know that, and these YouTubers, man, they getting on you, man. They acting like you. They act like you they son. Or they, you know what I'm saying? So don't sit back, man. Them cats, man. A lot of them cats, man. I heard that Charleston White shit, man. Man, don't give him no chance. He done and all that stuff, man. Don't listen to them cats, man. Half the time I be thinking, man, they want you to your downfall because they don't want to see you rich. So that may not be the issue, but then again, it may. So don't listen to them cats, man. I hope that the white media don't buy into this shit because they'll let us pile on this young man and act like, he did it to himself, man. So I'm just letting them know they wouldn't do now. All these white boys that do stupid stuff, they white people don't just pile on top of them, man. The Kyle Rittenhouses and everything, they make heroes out of them, or they make something that you need to understand about them instead of just piling on like we trying to do, man. This shit is I don't like it. I think it's kind of a jealousy, man, on another level, man. Not no street level stuff, but like I be hearing a lot of cats, man. They be like against reparations. I think they be against reparations because they don't want you having the money that they had to work for. Which I mean, okay, I can understand, that, but that ain't nothing to be jealous of. Them cats are getting. You want our people to come out of the poverty and the street life that's in this picture and stuff like this. Then you gotta have them funded up, man. You gotta have some money for them, man. And you can't get jealous. I say some of you guys, man, like you said, man, you cats don't need reparations because he'll be on my level and he ain't even do nothing. That's why a lot of y'all are coming off to me. And the same with this Jah Morant thing, man. Y'all acting like, man, throw the book at him, man. He's so stupid and this and that. That's not your kid. You can't tell that man how he should be conducting himself. But what you can do is give him a little guidance and get out the way. Because the white folks are going to do what they want to him. They trying to take his wealth. They trying to really find a way they can lock him up. Y'all are berating him, but your berate is going to become an issue where they can figure out a way to lock this cat up. And you'll be right behind him saying, yeah, go ahead and do it. Over because he did something silly by brandishing a pistol that he may own legitimately. So you be careful with this dog piling on Jah Morant thing because this shit can backfire to, once again, us losing a cat, man, that could be a millionaire or a billionaire to a silly mistake that he did in his 20s. And you sitting right there, agreeing with the shit. You acting like, man, yeah, man, he doing it to himself. No, y'all doing it. Y'all around here dog piling, telling everybody, man, how he's silly and we should be attacking this cat, man, and making an example out of him, man. No, damn all that, man. Let the man tell him how he did it wrong and let him keep it moving. We all had to go through these situations, man. We all had to tighten up because we did silly stuff when we was younger. Trust me, I know that. So be mindful, man, when you get to jumping on a bandwagon. We hate Morant and he should get cut and he should get this and he should get that. Let the man go on through what he had to do, man. It sounds like low key jealousy to me on some of these cases. So I just want to expound on that. Again, show you some of the artwork, man, and let you see some of the The design. Let's take a look, man. I want y'all to see something, man. You know, see how I, put this together sometime. See the colors, man, are bold and bright. You know, like you said, the blue of his ops. Him getting that bag. He got that ammo. All coming all down. And it's like a grape wine. You know what I'm saying? The streets bubble down in the night to it like a grape wine. You see of course, like you said, that's a hallmark of my art. Is I put roses in there. Roses are for war, but they got a sensual, look to it, like they just blooming, coming down to the young lady in the provocative, that ass tooted up in the air, It's more like a temptation for Blood McGirt. This is the streets, man. This is the streets, man. It's just a small thing, but comes to it's just the conclusion, man. All this is like is luring. You know what I'm saying? You got women, sexy women. You got streets. You got your ops. You got money, guns. You know what I'm saying? Neighborhood love and all that stuff, man. All of it comes together. I call it that pimp juice. Showing you that 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 is all a mix, man. That's what Jah sees sometimes, man. When he gets that love from the gram and everything, man. He's experiencing his the pimp juice. So I know you wanna get on him. I wanna get on him too, man. I mean, you fumbling the bag, man. You fumbling the bag, but you gotta understand what it is. What it is about street culture, man, and make us act like this, man, because it ain't just him. It ain't just him, man. It's a lot of young people, man. They see the lure in the streets and they can't fight it off, man. Everybody ain't that ain't that man to understand the game and and what they're doing to us. You know what I'm saying? So don't be on point. Understand that this is a ploy. This is like catnip to the cat. Dog bone to a dog. This stuff is real, man. This is an allure, man. This is a fantasy, man, of the black man. And we the only ones our fantasies getting us dead or locked up or in a bad way. So don't hold it against us, man. It's the black man's fantasy, man. But we have to curtail the and eliminate the hassle and the violence and the you know what I'm saying, the hazard of everything. So I mean, like I say, I understand about Jah Morant, man. And like you said, this is a street. I fight it every day, man. Thinking, man, things are gonna be the same as when back in the days, but it's different. It's nothing like it. Ain't no going home. So to all my folks out here, the cats coming home to the cats, man, that go to work and every now and then, it's like, man, if I get a pack, I can hit the streets and make a few more dollars like I used to when I was back. Nope. Some days are dead. Figure out something else to do, man. Figure out something, man, that's gonna help your society and your culture and stuff like that, and get away from that old dream of being that pimp player, hustler with all the women, money, and cars. So I think I talked long enough, man. We had a good talk, man, yapping and talking trash. So I'm gonna sign out on this late night, man. I'm gonna take it on in, get out of the studio, and we get back to it again at another time. So peace out, everyone, and enjoy your night.